I only have you for a short amount of time, so I did want to actually ask you that while you were on here.
Yeah, sure.
Obviously, like I felt like the Pistons put like a lot of their eggs in one basket for him. There's familiarity there with him. You know, he worked in the front office. He's from Detroit. What's your takeaway with the Bucks basically denying him permission to, interview for the president of a basketball operations job?
To me, first off, you got to remember the rumors we were hearing is that this guy was on his way out, for whatever reason, and then that he was going to be available. So the fact that the Bucks are blocking it means like, hey, they probably have no intentions of actually getting rid of the guy. Maybe it was all just maybe some smoke and mirrors. Maybe they're seeing that. I mean, what has Horst done to be fired? If you're being honest.
I don't know how deep you got into like kind of like the Milwaukee Bucks stuff, because obviously like you cover the Pistons. You hear
I did hear some rumblings about with the Giannis and the front office and all that jazz.
Yeah, like I know this is completely off topic, but Horst didn't want Doc Rivers. He didn't want Adrian Griffin. He wanted Nick Nurse, and if things went south, he wanted Kenny Atkinson. And ownership has changed over there. They wanted Adrian Griffin. Giannis wanted Adrian Griffin. And they wanted Doc Rivers as a replacement just in case things did go south.
Yeah.
Well, they probably should have kept Adrian Griffin because they went 17-20 the rest of the way. And Doc Rivers, to me, no disrespect, but I think he's one of the most overrated coaches in the NBA. He continues to get jobs, and I don't understand why.
I mean, you gotta realize this. Doc Rivers was on his way out of Boston before that KG trade. That Boston Big Three saved Doc Rivers' career because Doc got fired. People forget this. Doc Rivers was the coach of the Orlando Magic and got canned. He was on his way to being canned with the Boston Celtics. They were not that great. I mean, it was just a perfect storm that happened for him. He happened to get KG and Ray Allen when they were still, I would say, not at the tail end of their primes, but towards the end. I'll say Ray Allen was more closer towards the end than KG because KG was still top. He think he won DPOY that year.
Yeah, I thought what was really interesting about this news was when I read this tweet, and I'm just gonna focus on like one part from this tweet from Gary. It says, sources told me the Detroit Pistons have been denied to talk to permission to Horst about their new president of basketball operations. Sources said Horst has had more than a passing interest in the Pistons job. So that caught my attention. So it tells me that he actually wanted to leave Milwaukee because there's new ownership over there and they're not his voice isn't as loud. Maybe he wants to go to a situation where his voice is actually heard and respected. It kind of seems like there's a lot of pressure on that organization to win with trading for Damian Lillard. But the fact that they denied him even permission to talk to another team kind of speaks volume of like what's going on in Milwaukee right now.
Sound like a little power struggle right there.
It does. I mean, new owner. John Hammond got the hell out. He's in Orlando. Jon Horst.
He got out at the right time. It looks like maybe.
Yeah, he did. I mean, it's wild. I did want to ask you that because I saw it this week. I was just like, I think it was Friday. It happened. I was just like, that's weird. Why would you deny permission for someone to interview a job? I get you're under contract and all, but